didn't realize I was still on mute. How's it
There
going?
you go. Good. How are you?
Pretty good. So I'm not sure exactly how you want me to share this with you.
Do you have it pulled up?
I do.
So you just hit share screen.
Okay, let's
So if
see.
you go down, take your mouse and go down to the bottom. There's a
Uh-huh.
little green button that says share screen. Click that and then
Okay.
hit share and it'll
Well, there
share
we
whatever
go.
you have pulled up.
Gotcha.
There you
Okay.
go.
You see it?
Yep.
All right. So I use Toolkit CMA. Is that kind of what you taught them to do?
That's what we do. Yep.
Perfect. So this is my grandparents' house. I did their cover letter. Um, I used two properties here in Bell.
Okay.
Um, these are both of those. And then I kept a map here kind of showing where they are, kind of area
Yep. Where
location.
their place is and then where the subject or the comparables are. Yep.
And then here's just the comparable properties, information on them. And then down here, I think this is the, can't remember if this is the this is the adjustments here.
Right.
Kenzie here helped me with these. She helped me out here.
Sure. Yep. No, that's good. All right.
Uh,
What else do you got?
and then I got just kind of the statistics on the other two. And then and then here's the price range, kind of an idea. And I think that's it. That's all I got
Okay.
there.
And that's fine. So a couple questions. When you pulled your properties,
Mhm.
how far back did you go for a search?
6 months.
Okay. So these are current, those are pretty current then.
Yep, yep.
Okay. So you went back 6 months. Let me go back up to your uh adjustments.
Okay.
Okay, did you use the adjustments in the book?
So I don't have a book, but I have a sheet here. I don't know if this is the same thing.
Should be.
And it got a
Let
range of
me
adjustments on it.
I'm gonna send you something here.
Okay.
But I mean that's good that you
Yeah, they had this sheet. It's just like a CMA adjustment sheet. It has like gross living area, bedrooms, fireplace, garage, outbuildings,
Hey Angel,
all that good stuff on
could you
here. Just
scan
different
this and
adjustments.
email it to me, please? Thanks. I'm gonna get it scanned in and send it to you. So
Sounds good.
okay, so what did you feel about the price? Does that sound about right?
Where I ended up,
Yeah,
yes. I mean, from what I know and from what I understand, to me, this feels right. I don't know because I have their property card of that 2 years ago because they had just bought this 2 years ago. Looking at that where I ended up, it sounds right, seems right, feels right.
how much did they pay 2 years ago?
157.
All right. So, whoops, just a minute here.
Mhm. And compared to these other property, to me it's sitting at a good place in my opinion. But
Okay. So another way we can test it out is do an appreciation. I have a calculator that does appreciations.
okay.
So let's say What did you say they paid for it?
157,000.
So 157. And then 2 years ago,
2 years ago.
okay,
Yeah, 2021. Or that's 3 years ago. Is that 3 years
20
ago?
2020.
2021.
Okay, that'd be
2021.
three. Yep, that's 3 years ago. So let's do that. 5% a year. We're just gonna keep it at that. So if they paid 157 and it appreciates at 5% a year, that's kind of how I figure it in Rapid City. You might want to ask Mackenzie or Michelle about an appreciation rate,
Yep.
but
Let me write that down.
it would come to 181,000.
Okay. And that's
And
kind of on
what did you come at?
yours, like the range, that's
Perfect.
higher
Wow.
end. Yeah.
There you go. That is about spot on, isn't it?
Pretty dang close.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. When we get off here, I'm going to email you the current adjustment page,
Okay.
but it doesn't seem like you need much help because you kind of got it.
I mean, they helped me out quite a bit, gave me some guidance here, but pretty understood, pretty straightforward in my opinion.
So go back to your comparable or your adjustments.
Yep.
So you did garage, you did
So with my grandparents' house, they have a big garage. It's detached, and then there's a carport on the front of it. It's kind of a whole deal, but one of them didn't have anything, and the other one has a garage. It's just
okay.
the floor is dirt, half the garage door is dirt.
Okay. So their house is a 2 bed, 1 bath. One of the houses was a 2 bed, 1 bath,
Mhm.
2 car garage. Um,
So the one with the 3 bedrooms, it's kind of a funny setup. So there's a 1 bedroom. Mackenzie was explaining this to me. Then there's another bedroom, but then it's like you walk and there's like a smaller room right off the second bedroom that, I mean, it could be a bedroom, but it's
gotcha.
not really a
Okay.
bedroom kind of
Okay.
deal.
Good.
So that's
So
why
I
there
mean,
was an adjustment.
I usually do an adjustment for bedrooms. Um,
Mhm.
and I noticed you didn't do it there, but that makes sense then. So, and then the only other thing that I would have done, and maybe Mackenzie and those guys don't do it, is square footage adjustment.
Okay.
Um, so that's 150, basically 150 square feet because you got 796
Mhm.
and 952 and then 840. So really you've got 50 square feet and 150 square feet. And then on the adjustments for square footage, um, would you say it's a medium quality or average quality
I would
house?
say, yeah, pretty in the middle. Like they got in there and they just updated a few things. It's just your average house.
So, one would do like an 8,200 adjustment, and the other one would probably be less than that, probably
Okay. Yeah.
4,000. So what you would do is you would take the difference of square footage. So for example, we'll take the first adjustment. So 752 minus 796. And then I would multiply that by 55, $55 a square foot. And
Okay.
then that comes up to around the 8,200. So you would put
Got
8,200 on there. Now, actually, that'd be minus 8,200 because you're making
the deduct. I gotcha.
yep, you're making
Yep.
that comparable like your
Yep.
subject house.
Yep.
So we would you know, take that off there. So, your price might end up being a little less, but
Mhm.
in grand scheme of things, it's going to be a few $1,000s less, not that big of a deal. The other thing, so I would do square footage, make sure that, you know, you're aware of doing bedroom adjustments. The bathrooms you didn't need to do because they only had one.
Mhm.
They all had the same. And then the other thing, I would try to find one more property. I try
Yeah,
to
that
do
was, yep,
just three or more, three to
gotcha.
five is kind of what I do.
Gotcha.
Um, but the reason we do these is because I want you to just understand, when you add or subtract, and it
Right.
seems like you understand that. So
Yeah. Yep. And I have another CMA here to do this afternoon. I can share that one with you too if you'd like me
yeah, that'd be
to, just
great.
so you can see where I'm sitting on another property. This one was just, it was pretty simple. It was my grandparents' house. Just went there, took all the stuff, and it was simple for me because I've been there.
Yeah,
I
you
know
knew
that.
the house. Yep, yep.
Mhm.
That helps a lot. That
Mhm.
really helps a lot when you know the house, the quality of it. And a lot of times when we're using these comparables, you don't know
Mhm.
the quality because you've never been in the house, and you're not going to go visit the house you're using as a comparable. It's just
Yep.
not
Yeah.
not right. You just have to kind of go with what is written down and
Yep.
pictures if you want to dig into
Yeah.
it that far. So,
You can
um,
scoop up a picture pretty well.
and the thing about a CMA is, so scroll down to the bottom where it had
Uh, this one
the
here.
price range. Yeah. So the thing is, when you bring your CMA to your client and you're going to say, all right, here's my suggested range, 174 to 181. Let's say you're selling your grandparents' house and they go, well, Wesley, I really was hoping we'd get, 187 out of it.
Mhm.
Well, you go and take some things in consideration. Number one, if their house is in really good shape and it's been very well taken care of and it shows well, you could say, yeah, not a problem.
Yep.
We could list at 187. Number one, I could be wrong. I could be a little off.
Right.
I only found two comparables. So maybe the market will accept 187 for this. All we can do is put it out there at that price and see what happens. But let's do this. At 187, that's great. We'll list it. We're going to give it 10 days. And in that 10 days, if we have a lot of showings, that's showing that we're kind of close. But if we
Mhm.
have no offers in that time, even though we had a lot of showings, we're going to want to bring it down into my range.
Yep.
And you just
Got
let them know that before.
it.
I'd take a listing. Now, if they
Yep.
came and said, oh, Wesley, I was hoping we get 281.
Yeah. Like,
I don't think so.
that's
But
a
you know
harder
what?
conversation.
That's a harder conversation. Exactly. But if you're within, oh gosh, 5 to 9,000 of your CMA, I wouldn't hesitate to take it. And then just tell them, hey, if we don't get an offer, we're going to lower that price
Into the
because we don't
range.
want it to. We don't want it to sit on the market for more than 10 days without any action.
Right.
Because what happens if they let it go for 30 days and you're still at 187 and you haven't gotten an offer? Well, now people are going to start thinking, okay, what is wrong with this house?
Yep.
This house has been on the market for 30 days and they haven't had a price reduction. They haven't had any offers. What's wrong?
Mhm. Yeah.
And, so
Yep.
you're really not doing yourself any favors or your client any favors by sitting on a listing that's not moving. So
Right.
you got to have some action with it.
Gotcha. And just
So,
explain that to them, like just how you did me.
yep, you explain to it just like that. Yep, perfect. Okay.
Nice.
Well, very good. Anything else? For next week, we're gonna finish up the listings. So the
Okay.
listing agreement. So we're gonna go over property disclosures and all the other things. You're kind of caught up because the thing that you missed was CMAs, and you seem
Yeah.
to,
Awesome.
thanks to your people up
Yeah.
there, that was very helpful.
Yes,
Um,
they are all very helpful.
so that's good. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and do your other one?
Mhm.
See if you can get at least three comparables.
Yeah.
Let's do let's do square footage adjustment. Let's do bedroom adjustment. So I
Okay.
usually do I usually do square footage, bedroom, bathroom, half bath, and garage. That's usually what I do.
That's where you're at. Gotcha. All
Um,
right.
if if you run into properties that you have to use that are acreage size quite a bit, and
Mhm.
by quite a bit, I mean comparing a half acre to a 2 acre.
Yep.
Don't want to do that if you can keep from doing that.
Right. Because that's significant.
Yeah, it is. And what I do in that case, if I have to use one, I will go on the county site, find each property I'm using. I will take, if you're familiar with going on the county site, you know how it breaks up the land and then the improvement on the land, so the building.
Gotcha.
So let's say the land is 50,000 and the house is 200,000, while your assessed value is 250.
Yep.
But they break it down into the land. So usually what I'll do is I'll take the land value on the assessment, and I will use that as that adjustment price.
Gotcha. Which
So,
makes sense.
but I don't do that very often because I try not to get properties that are that much of a
Yes.
discrepancy.
Mhm. I
So, and
gotcha.
really that's all I use. And
Nice.
I let it figure it out. And that's how I go with it. So,
Perfect.
okay.
Well,
All
thank you
right.
for letting
Any
me
other
do this
question?
here.
Any other
Not
questions?
not at the
For what
moment,
we
no.
what we've covered so far?
Yeah, no, not really. I think
Okay.
we're feeling good on it.
Okay. So, have you gotten any appointments? Any
Not
things yet?
yet.
Okay.
No, just some people taking CMAs, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean,
Yep.
so you've actually contacted people and said, "Hey, I'll do a CMA for you."
Yeah, I posted a thing on my Facebook saying I was going to do free CMAs for a month long because we're doing our competition or whatever. And I've had two people here take some, but that's so far it.
You know what? That's a good idea. Who came up with that? Was that Michelle?
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. That just
Yeah.
kind of gets your name out there, gives you
Yeah.
some practice.
That's exactly where we're at on that. The practice mainly
Okay. Awesome.
stuff.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else, no other questions or anything, I'll let you go and
All right. Well, have a
we'll,
good rest of your day. Have a good
all right.
afternoon. All right. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye bye.